are. So I'll deny the request to dismiss the case, and I'll deny the request to recall this witness. Hold on. Let me have the state just make their statement. I'll give you the last word on it. Go ahead.
The Inspector Schultz's mechanical inspection report was provided to the defense on April 29th, 2022. I noted that when the defendant was cross-examining Inspector Schultz, he did have the report in front of him and was asking questions directly related to information contained in that report.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
When you spoke to the owner of the vehicle, that's who gave me the information. My mother gave me the information of this. I had no knowledge until she told me. And that's how I came into the information. And she was the one that said, I'm going to send you all the information that you need so you can present it to the court. So I
understand that, sir, but your request is not timely. So you have had this information for quite some time, either through counsel.
I did not have it for quite some time.
Let me make my record. Either through counsel.
It was just told to me.
That's not what I'm saying. You've had the information about this report for quite some time, either through prior counsel or through all of the discovery that was turned over to you when you took over your representation of your own case. The fact that you have now learned this, it's a little bit too late. And I understand that may seem fair to you, but even when I consider the information that you're providing to me, it's speculative on your part as to whether there's any impact on this particular vehicle because of the inspection that was done. And you had a full and fair opportunity to cross-examine the inspector about information that was readily obtainable and researchable by you prior to the time that you cross-examined this witness.
It was not really readily available for me to expect at the time. I don't have access to the internet. So how would I be able to...
Mr. Brooks, you're telling me your mother had that information.
No,
so
I'm telling you, she just told me this information. I have the phone calls to prove it.
I understand that. I'm denying the request, sir.
And I would like a...
So that's my decision.
I object to that, Your Honor.
I understand. I've made my decision. I expect that you respect the decision, at least as we're not going to debate it further.
Yes.
I now have the ICF, the one for the state provided to the state. Madam Clerk, I just gave that to you. All right, so Mr. Brooks, in light of that...
I respectfully object, Your Honor, and request a legal reconsideration of your ruling, Your Honor.
It's denied. The request for reconsideration is denied. There's no legal basis for me to do that
I respectfully reject that ruling and take exception to that ruling, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brooks, we need to keep going.
For the record, may I request a legal or factual basis for your ruling, Your Honor?
I provided an oral ruling today. The record stands, sir.
For the record, may I respectfully request a written judicial finding of facts and conclusion of law on this issue?
Your request is denied.
For the record, may I respectfully move for an interlocutory declaratory appeal of this matter?
I wouldn't be the one you would make that request to, sir. So I can't
For the record, may I move to
yes
stay these proceedings until the instant matter is adjudicated by a court of competent jurisdiction?
The request is denied.
Based on what law and fact, Your Honor?
The request is denied.
Based on what law and fact, Your Honor?
Any other requests, sir? I'd like to move on.
Based on what law?
There's no legal basis that you've stated for me to do that, sir.
There has been, Your Honor.
The request is denied. The request is not a proper motion. There's no legal support for the motion. There's no factual support for the motion. So it's denied.
For the record, it appears that this court is acting in contempt of the law, Your Honor. Can you show me how or where this court is following the law of respecting this matter?
That's a very vague statement, sir. There's no legal relief that you're claiming. There's no motion before the court based on law or fact. So this court cannot address that last statement of yours.
Your Honor, with all due respect, I would like a motion for finding a fact.
Denied.
Under what law and fact?
I made an oral ruling, sir. There's no requirement I do so in writing.
So you're denying a legal, you're denying a motion for finding a fact?
I am.
So how do I know what you're doing is legal, Your Honor?
All right, Mr. Brooks, we're going to move forward. At this time, I want to...
how do I know that this is legal, Your Honor? Can you show me that it's legal?
Mr. Brooks, we're moving forward. So your request is denied.
It doesn't seem
Mr.
like
Brooks, I need to give you some advisements, and I'd ask that you stop interrupting me.
I don't need your advice.
I have to give you advisements, sir, regarding your right to testify.
I need you to do your job without prejudice and without bias.
Mr. Brooks has now interrupted me multiple times. He's failing to respect the court's oral rulings here today. It's something that he's done repeatedly throughout this trial. Mr. Brooks, I need to go through some advisements. Unless you have a witness to immediately call, I need to go through this particular discussion on the record with you regarding your right to testify. Do you have a witness to call, sir?
You don't need to go through anything with me on record.
Actually, I do so, sir. That is required by law.
Actually, you don't. You need to do your job as a public servant.
Mr. Brooks,
and honor the oath that you took.
I need to
Your
go
Honor.
through these advisements, and if you're going to keep interrupting me, you will forfeit your right to be present, and you
So
will
you're
be
holding me in
removed to
contempt
the next courtroom so that I can properly go through these advisements
And I
without being
still-
interrupted.
And I still don't have to answer. I still don't have to answer whether I'm in this court or not. So you're holding me in contempt yet again.
Mr. Brooks, I've not held you in contempt. I've found that you have forfeited your right to be present by your conduct, which is one of the options available to this court under Illinois versus Allen, under State versus Vaughn. It's also referenced in State versus Anthony. So I am going to keep going, sir, despite your protestations.
Your Honor, with all
I
due
need you
respect, in
to
Illinois
not
versus
interrupt
Allen,
me. This is another interruption.
In Illinois versus Allen.
Mr. Brooks, I'm
they
not
say-
going to have a debate with you on
I'm
the
not
meeting
trying
of
to have a
Illinois
debate.
versus
I'm not
Allen.
trying to have a debate.
You are
I'm merely
advised
trying
that
to
if
understand
continued...
Illinois versus Allen.
Mr. Brooks, you are advised that continued interruptions will result in you forfeiting your right to be present during this next phase of the trial.
Okay, but you saying that I'm
I've said
forfeiting
that
my
multiple
right.
times.
You
I've
saying-
given you multiple opportunities
You're
to
holding
stop
me in
interrupting
contempt.
me.
You're holding me in contempt.
Mr. Brooks,
By
I'm not holding
removing
you
me
in
from the
contempt for
courtroom.
the second time here, and I've
Your
also
Honor,
repeated that.
Your Honor,
He's
with all-
interrupting me yet again.
with all
Mr. Brooks, I
respect-
need you to stop talking.
With all respect, in Illinois versus Allen.
All right, Mr. Brooks continues to want to debate with me the meeting of Illinois versus Allen. It is a clear indication to this court
trying to
that
understand,
he
Your
wants to disrupt these proceedings, even
That's
in
not
a
true.
mild manner, tone
That's
of
not
voice.
true.
I've
I'm
reminded
seeking
him
to
repeatedly
understand, Your
regarding
Honor,
the standards
because
of
it
court
doesn't.
civility, and one of the
Illinois doesn't.
bedrocks is that he
Illinois
not
versus
interrupt.
Allen does not state.
All right, I'm going to
that-
remove him to the next courtroom so that I can go through
It does
proper
not state-
advisements with him without being
It
interrupted.
does not
We'll clear the
state
courtroom
that
and
you
we'll
can be
proceed
present from
once he
cameras.
is over there. Again,
It
I'll make
doesn't
the
state that you
appropriate
can be
findings when
present
he is
from
there.
cameras, or that you could be.
Yes, we're off the record
Or that you
until
could be.
he's in the
Okay,
other
so
courtroom. I'll
you're
be
making a
stepping off.
tacit agreement.